we finally made it back to Friday, and as always, we wrap up our work week with a story about us as Walt Grayson focuses on Mississippi.
And Walt, are we going to the place that has the oldest landmarks in Mississippi? I understand that's where we're going. Where is that?
Well, well, first of all, our antebellum homes are not quite 200 years old yet, most of them, so that's not what we're talking about. And even the Krebs house in Pascagoula is almost 300 years old. That's the oldest house in the Mississippi Valley, but that's not it. And a few of our Indian mounds are even older than the pyramids. But where we're going makes all of them look like they're still in daycare.
So where is this ancient site, and what is it that's so old here? Well, what are the oldest living things on Earth? Trees. This is a slice of a California sequoia with a few select dates marked in its annual rings. This tree itself was a sapling well over 1,000 years ago, but even it is a preschooler compared to the trees all around it. We're in the only petrified forest east of the Mississippi River in the southern United States in Madison County near Pocahontas in Florida. And there's another one in the eastern U.S., but it's way up in New York. The petrified logs here date back some 36 million years. The theory is there was an ancient river that ran through here, and obviously there must have been a gargantuan flooding event that washed trees up from their roots and swept them away until they got here, and then a huge log jam formed. And then over time, the logs were buried under silt and mud, and over time, and it had plenty of time to do it, the logs absorbed the groundwater, which eventually replaced all the plant material with minerals dissolved in it. Then in the 1800s, when settlers began moving into the area, plowing began, uncovering some of the petrified wood, and more of it, and more of it. And every time it rains, even until today, more and more of the petrified wood is uncovered. Well, in the 1960s, Mississippi's Petrified Forest was given natural landmark status, and people began touring the area. Of course, they'd been doing that before. A lot of families in that part of Mississippi have old photographs with someone sitting or standing on one of the petrified logs. But the Mississippi Petrified Forest is a business now, has been for quite some time, and it's an interesting place to visit, not only to get some perspective on our place in the continuum of time. We're at that little bitty speck down at this end of it, but also just to walk through the paths of the woods and let your mind roam in a place not older than time, but evidence that there's been a lot of it before we ever got here.
And the Petrified Forest is open 7 days a week all year long, except for Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day.